yeah, but that strategy is crap. What it sounds like is the incremental of being better. There's a lot of subjectivity behind it. It gets kind of blurry and fuzzy, and it's really hard to like really, plant your stake into that and win. And ultimately, what ends up happening is the ones that win are the ones that either just spend more on marketing, cut prices, different things like that, and use other tactics to get the attention, which in most cases are not sustainable. In your point of view, when you're talking to someone who thinks that their product or business is better than the next guy, how do you get them off that track? Because that's probably, they've been chanting that every day. It's probably somewhere also in their office wall posted. How do you get them off of that? Because I think that's essentially calling their baby ugly, but it's but it's not going to take them far. So I'm curious to know that there's probably some founders you work with or some entrepreneurs that are like, no, I'm better. That's why I'm good. And that's why I'm winning. How do you get them off of that track and maybe reframe it a little bit? Because I think it's powerful. I think it's really powerful to go from better to only, but I just think that some people might go down, kicking and screaming.
Well, the first point to say is that if they are winning, then no big deal. Then it's working, right? But I mean, obviously, like pure force of statistics, most businesses aren't winning. Most businesses have some sort of problem and some sort of like hill they're trying to get over. And I think you can normally trace it back to this issue. So let's, again, remove the people who are winning, because then I'm like, oh, fair play. Okay, yeah. So it does work. It's not even to say that they aren't the best. Maybe they are. You don't actually even really need to enter that argument, because the real argument is that even if you are the best, it's not going to pay you any strategic dividends. And if you say that you're the best, but your business is not earning outsized profits, or it's not growing at the rate you want it to grow, or whatever else, then I can just say to you, well, so how's that being the best serving you? Apparently it's not serving you great. Another thing that I think is important to do to sort of pop that bubble, if someone says that they're the best at whatever kind of generic value offering in their category is, so I mean, let's just say that you are a restaurant or something and you say that we have like the best service. The next question I would ask is, well, okay, how do you quantify that? How do you prove that? Because often these claims are really more sort of wish fulfillment claims than they are built on any hard innovation. So any form of differentiated value that any business offers, it's common sense that people never really think about until you sort of shove it in their face. You say, all right, you're offering some form of differentiated value. You say that you are better at whatever. Explain to me the specific innovation that you have that none of your competitors have, which therefore delivers that. Again, if you have a customer service claim, for sake of argument, it's reasonable to expect that if you're saying that it's better, there must be something that the business does which is unique that generate that result. And then people, they don't have anything. Because they'll say something like, oh, well, it's because we care more or something. And then you're actually just like, you're substantiating a claim with another claim. You're not substantiating a claim with a fact.